In the wake of a series of bomb scares targeting prominent Democrat leaders, Steve Schmidt, a former campaign strategist for the late Senator John McCain, REUTERS, called President Donald Trump the greatest demagogue in U.S. history, who has stoked a cold civil war. Trump has stoked a cold civil war in this country. His rallies brim with menace and he has labeled journalists as enemies of the people, Schmidt began in a series of tweets Wednesday. That someone would seek to kill their political enemies is not aberrational but rather the inevitable consequence of Trump's sick incitement. The political strategist turned MSNBC contributor claimed, without evidence, that the intended recipients of the apparent crude mail bombs were linked to President Trump's spirited rebuke of his Democrat rivals. The targets are political, not coincidental. Trump, the greatest demagogue in American history, has celebrated violence over and over again, Schmidt wrote. It looks like someone finally took Trump both literally and seriously. The WH will feign outrage when this obvious point is made. Schmidt then went on to say members of media should be able to do their jobs without fear of retribution and warned against the damaging effects that stoking of hatred and sundering can have in American life. No journalist or commentator should be intimidated from making this point, he continued. The stoking of hatred and sundering of the American people was always going to lead to terrible consequences. Chief amongst them would be the initiation of partisan or sectarian violence within our country. The White House swiftly condemned the attempted attacks and called for those behind despicable acts to be brought to justice. We condemn the attempted violent attacks recently made against President Obama, President Clinton, Secretary Clinton, and other public figures, said White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. These terrorizing acts are despicable, and anyone responsible will be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law.